Oh, hello. Welcome to Club Clodex. Glad you're to have you here today. Today we're going to be talking about some really important stuff. I'm going to mute Charles. You're just giggling too much. We're going to be talking about some really important stuff here. We're going to be talking about how these celebrities are reaching into your pocket and ripping out your money under the deception that they're going to pump a meme coin to 500 million. It's not going to happen. It'll never happen. So stay tuned. You'll find out what that scam's all about. We're also going to be talking about some interesting developments in DeFi. Look, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's important, and we're going to talk about it. And finally, we have one other thing on the agenda here. Let me run the numbers real quick. Berachain. And we're also going to be announcing some really exciting stuff coming in the next week for Codex. So, guys, stay tuned. It's going to be great. Let me run the intro video now. Oh, man, it's been such a freaking... Got that CDX token. We the ones chosen. Every stake, every view, while I stay golden. Codex Club. AI my focus. It's an anthem. CEX got them frozen. Hello. Chuckly Charles. Chuckly Charles and jocular Justin Bebis. Thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, you don't like that word jocular, Charles?
I don't know what that means.
I think it just means,
and I don't want to know.
Yeah, it means happy. It means like happy, likes to laugh, joke around. You're kind of jocular yourself, Charles. You're kind of jocular yourself when I'm a
jocular bastard.
The mood is right. I got to apologize. I was all flustered here on my opener. I'm not a true professional here. I was having a lot of issues. My standing desk wasn't working. My camera's battery was dead. My internet was not working. So I'm blessed that I can even be here right now on camera with you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. And for those of you who don't know, Charles is my genius analyst. He helps me make tens of dollars a day. And Bebis, he's the mastermind CEO who's leading us to success here at Codex. So we're going to be talking about all the latest stuff going on. So I'm glad you guys are here with me because I wouldn't have a lot to say on my own. But yeah, how you guys' weekend's been? Charles, you first.
Good. Last week I had some friends and some family visit me. I have more people visiting this weekend. And then the following weekend, I'm going to ETH Denver. So anybody listening, if you're at ETH Denver and you want to link up, I would love to see your beautiful face in person. But yeah, I had a good weekend. A lot of just hanging out with friends and cooking more dinners. And yeah.
Chefing for the fam. Love to hear it. Charles. I'm definitely not cheesing, dude. That's awesome. Are you excited? You're excited for ETH Denver?
I am,
yeah. Big Tony with you?
I am going to bring Big Tony with me. I'm actually...
Really?
I think I'm going to have a bunch of Big Tony stickers, hopefully. Somebody on our team is hooking me up with maybe some bit of Codex merch. Unfortunately, I won't have anything for people at the conference other than stickers. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous. I've never been to a conference before. I'm going to be representing Codex alone. So I'm just going to, basically run around and scream Codex in people's faces.
That's crazy. I didn't know we were sending you alone, dude. You were sending one soft, sweet, innocent little Charles into the freaking lion's den, the wolf pit.
It's going to be too many T-shirts for him to carry on his own.
Yeah, T-shirts.
That's what I'm most excited for. Yeah, I need merch. But no, I'm a sociable guy. I like people. I'm an extrovert, so I think I'm going to fit right in. I think I'm going to thrive.
At a crypto conference, as an extrovert, you've maybe got another thing coming here, Charles.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And as Taylor Hill says, may the force be with you, Charlie. Our bags are in your hands. So don't pressure or anything, but we're all counting on you.
God.
Now, Bebis, what about you?
I can barely handle Corball's portfolio management.
I know, right? You barely are handling it. Yeah. No, Bebis, what about you? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been, doing a lot of wedding preparation, and I've been really busy every weekend, going out, trying on tuxes, trying various types of food and whatnot, running errands. So
sounds nightmarish.
Just lots of craziness. But it's been fun. It's like I have to kind of stay in tune with the crypto markets, and for some reason, everybody in crypto just cares about Kanye West making Hitler coin or whatever. So
Everyone
really, otherwise uneventful.
Well, it has been fairly uneventful for us here, I would say, in the serious side of crypto business for sure. The meme coin stuff has been kind of crazy. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but per request, we listen to the community. Okay, we're in the Discord, right? You know that, guys. I'm in there. I'm reading this stuff. I don't know about you two, but I'm reading the comments. I'm reading the feedback, and they want to know up front what's happening with development-wise, product-wise. What's the news, the latest news? I think Charles and I were talking a little bit before the show about something going on with Ironclad, right?
Well, yeah. I thought we were going to kick it off with a slightly more upbeat note. But I guess we could get into that right away. I don't know. I kind of want to cover the exciting announcement first. I don't know if that's going to mess up the run sheet.
No, I mean, it's fine either way. I didn't know we can
go over this really quick. So
this is news to me, folks.
Yeah. So essentially, there was an exploit on Mode Network, Ionic, which is another lending platform, got a fake token listed on their markets. Some hacker deposited, tons of money in this fake token. They were able to borrow a bunch, which left Ionic with this sort of worthless collateral. Using all the money that they borrowed from the Ionic, they came to Ironclad. They also went to Lair Bank, took out a bunch of big loans. So the collateral that was in our system was real collateral, but we basically just had this big position that isn't going to get paid back. That's kind of freezing up our markets and using all the available liquidity. So the Mode team, the Ionic team, SEAL 911, SEAL 911, they're on the case doing a bunch of investigation. The MBTC that was used as collateral on our platform was burned from the network, including from our markets. So essentially right now we're trying to kind of get the BTC receipts sort of reminted or reissued. So essentially we can close this position and free up all the liquidity that's stuck there. So yeah, that's kind of it. It's just sucks for the network. Kind of lots of pain being spread around to a lot of protocols on Mode. So we're helping out where we can and kind of just supporting and hoping that the investigation makes some headway. But yeah, so if you go on Ironclad right now, our markets are paused. So that's why that's happening if you're not really aware. But yeah, looking to get a lot of clarity this week and clear things up ASAP. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Right on. So hiccup on the network regarding an exploit. Now there is an event, I believe, after this show.
Yes.
Where we'll be discussing MRPs in a broader context in the Discord.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this now, you have look, we're gonna save 2 hours of your time, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a user of our MRPs or chapters, hop in the Discord after this event, and we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. So yeah.
So just to further clarify, MRPs, Ironclad, separate segment of our business. But if you are participating in Codex, been put with us for a while, you probably are aware of them. You have probably interacted with them, or at least are aware of what they are. So if you're curious about their current state, where they're going, be sure to join the Discord. But again, this is Codex Club. So we're more focused along the AI aspects of our business. So let's shift tracks here again to more positive news, as Charles was talking about. I have something here. It's beautiful, actually. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. It's this Sophon video. Beavis,
I almost teared up when I saw that video.
Yeah, let me play from the beginning for you guys. And also, there's a beautiful voice. Look at this. Make it full screen, brother.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That character's name is Billy, which is also the name of my cat.
Nova
Nova
Billy.
speaking. On behalf of Sophon, I'm inviting you to join the
He doesn't really
Sophon
look like a Billy.
Intelligence Agency, an initiative that brings together elite
No Billy ever
teams
does,
building
until you
practical
call them Billy enough.
consumer-facing AI-powered applications.
William.
AI agents are much more than just chatbots.
So true.
We're already far past that, proven by the real-world use cases deployed on Sophon. To accelerate this evolution, Sophon, along with its partners, is dedicating a pool of $5 million in grants, funding, tokens, and more to support AI agent adoption on-chain. Do you want to join the teams already pushing forward the consumer-friendly agentic economy? Pay attention.
Yes.
The forefront of consumer-focused
See that?
on-chain AI
Forefront.
innovation is happening
is
on
that there in the
Sophon.
middle?
Real-world
What the heck?
applications in gaming, predictions, social, DeFi, and more. Truly productive entities,
Sophons, what's up,
codeless
Fugu?
launchpads operating through the most efficient AI frameworks, decentralized compute grants from Ethereum's 100 million ecosystem fund, new distribution channels to break out of the echo chamber, and this is only the beginning. At the center of it all is Sophon Spark, a $1.5 million initiative launching this March in partnership with Codex, igniting the next
That's
wave
us.
of AI agents on-chain. This isn't just about individual agents, it's about creating a thriving ecosystem where thousands of AI agents can work together, learn from each other, and create compounding value for users. Join the SIA, it's fun here. Visit ai.sophon.xyz to build with us.
Right on.
Let's go.
So awesome.
Let's talk about what this means for us, for the community, for our product. For context, the main thing I got from that video is money. There's grants being given. There's some projects being onboarded together to kind of work together. Codex being a central figure. But what exactly is Sophon? Sophon's an alt chain, alt L1.
Sure. So Sophon is an L2 built using ZK Sync's elastic chain technology. So they're an L2 that are laser focused on onboarding net new users and creating net new experiences that are more for the consumer that is currently outside of crypto. If you're familiar with like Merit Circle, ZK Sync, et cetera, there's a lot of really strong associations, and frankly, their team is like totally cracked. So, I think this is maybe, and I'm obviously very biased, but I think this is maybe the most exciting thing going on in crypto and AI right now. And really, like our goal with them is to create a swarm or a cluster of AI agents that can prove that AI can create more productive economies than everyday users. So our team has $1.5 million that we're going to use to onboard people to Codex and get them creating agents on Sophon.
Right on.
Yeah, I think this is really exciting because Sophon is a new network, and kind of we're going to be like, it's exciting to be able to work with a network that we could take from like 0 to 100, because a lot of their growth, we can kind of be a part of a lot of that initial growth and prove how dope Codex is and how dope Sophon is. So being able to be there like right at the beginning is a pretty awesome opportunity.
So it sounds like one of the main key advantages that you guys are kind of mentioning here is that it's like positioned at the top of like a funnel here for like acquiring new users, or they're trying to create their own. In that video, it said that there's new communication channels, new channels to bring in new users. Do you guys have any idea what they mean by that specifically? Because it makes sense for Codex, this UI, UX centered, plain language, DeFi interaction tool to be put in front of brand new users, but how are they getting them specifically?
Sure. Yeah. So, Sophon's kind of main value proposition is most of their kind of book of business is in the world of gaming and entertainment right now. And, especially gaming, here's a demographic that certainly crypto has the ability to touch and onboard. And we see that with the huge scale kind of gaming sponsorships, et cetera, across crypto. And the issue is it's hard to convert the gamer, for example, to a regular crypto user for the most part, because crypto is kind of hard to use, and it's very much financialized. And I think in their video, and if you listen through the video, it's very self-aware. At the end, they say it's fun here, and I think really that's kind of one of the North Stars that we've been following for Codex, being how can we create an experience that is not only seamless but is also fun, and can allow us to engineer like net new experiences and net new means of bringing users on board.
Yeah, and that's something that I have been like pleasantly surprised with. One of the aspects of the closed beta is like how much fun people are having, which I didn't really like. That wasn't my first thought, where it's like, oh, create an agent, let it trade for you. My first thought was people would, they can now kind of back away and just let the agent do its thing. Mm-hmm. But people are finding that they just like, they can't stop, refreshing the page and checking the status and like tinkering and, optimizing the prompts and everything. So
like watching your sim work.
Yeah. Like it's like Tamagotchi is a funny like analogy that I've heard.
Like if you gave your Tamagotchi $100.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think very, very good fit for what's
and in my opinion, it's like so many teams are still looking at the past for how to grow crypto. They're looking at 2021. They're looking at DeFi, NFTs, etc. And I think what's exciting about Sophon is they're looking forward. We don't need to compete with Arbitrum. We don't need to compete with these big, monolithic piles of liquidity. What we can do is we can innovate at the product and experience level. And that to us is exactly what we were looking to do. So I think it's kind of a match made in heaven here. And there's a lot of ways to get involved.
At the risk of sounding too, insider, we're all on the same team, but I mean, it does sound like a really strong synergy considering the type of product that we're building, where it's positioned, and then also the nature of this grant or this allocation, this program, if you will. They mention multiple times, and they use a lot of strong imagery to do this as well, the idea of creating an agentic economy, which is something that we've discussed quite a bit. The idea of that once you launch these agents, getting them to link up with other agents and execute more intelligent behavior, more complex patterns, and create like this emergent structure, like a modern economy or an economy as we understand it today. So I think it's a really good spot. I think it's a really good idea. I like the look. It's like some shiny or whatever.
Yeah. It's that's one of the reasons we were so excited to work with them, is because we've been into their brand for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I
think, are you guys nervous at all because it's like a new chain? Because there is, no proven,
I mean, I guess, like there's, like we have responsibilities mm-hmm. and we want it to do well. But for me, more excitement than nerves, to be honest. If our product wasn't so dope, it would be more nerve-wracking.
It's like I think, for example, when we ran Superfest with Optimism, the program was dollar for dollar the most successful DeFi campaign in history. But there are so many variables at play that us as kind of the small service provider, it's like, who are you going to point at as the key performer? And with Sophon, I think we can really kind of flex our muscles and show that, hey, like we can grow a highly productive ecosystem, potentially on par with any other, for a fraction of the cost. And I think so many growth managers are obsessed with TVL, for example. TVL is like, getting a big TVL number is so expensive, and it doesn't net you a lot of revenue on the other side. Mm-hmm. And so what we're really excited to do with Sophon is have user-centric experiences where every dollar of liquidity that we may need to onboard to the network for the campaign is hyper-utilized. And I think that's really the difference between, a network that has legs and a network that, potentially is positioned to fail in the long term. And right now, because it's a green field, it's like, okay, the moves we make and the actions we make are going to define how this network grows for the rest of its life cycle. And really, like, we're trying to give it wings. We're going to skip past the roller skates. I think a lot of programs try some of these kind of regressive, like TVL focused strategies that just kind of attach dead weight to their network, like onboarding, a bunch of BTC, for example, that isn't being utilized, which we've seen on several networks, isn't conducive to long-term success. It's like, you're not giving your network wings, you're giving your network a ball and chain, and it becomes a liability. And with these AI agents, like, we're seeing them be productive in real time. And every user that touches them, it's going to be a stickier user because it's much easier for them to interact with the network. It's not a matter of, I'm doing my homework, I'm going on Zealy, I'm doing this, that, the other, I'm going to poke at this and be done for the day. It's kind of a constructive experience. I'm going to maybe learn how to prompt. I'm going to tune my agent and have it do all the drudge work, and then I can be like its director. I can do the cool stuff. I can program the outcomes, and I can do it without needing any technical knowledge or programming experience.
I can play Sims.
What Codex is all about.
I can play Sims instead of cleaning my room.
Exactly.
I could tell the Sim to clean the room. I could tell the Sim to fold the laundry, all that stuff. It's beautiful. Now, I want to direct this conversation a little bit back more towards the composability kind of aspect of this, because it seems to be a big focus of this Sophon engagement, is building the network. And like you said, designing the incentives for optimism kind of gave us some experience in how we can coordinate teams to a singular end. Kind of a similar thing we're doing here with agents, trying to partner with other. Is it specifically DeFi, or is it just general AI applications that we're looking to integrate with here? Is Codex the DeFi AI one, or?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's like we have our mission, and our mission is to grow. And so I don't think anything is off the table, and I think that path is defined a lot by opportunity. So I think obviously, like, we're going to focus on their native DEX. We're going to focus on getting new assets created there, people launching agents, people trading on the platforms using their agents. We want to deploy perp strategies so you can play both sides of the market with your agent. But the thing is, like, people are talking to us about healthcare agents. They're talking about Salesforce competitors. They're talking about, we want to make the next Eliza. So to us, it's like, okay, here's this opportunity. How do we structure it into the program such that it's a net benefit and it moves the needle and grows the network? And that for us it's kind of like the problem solving aspect of these programs, where you have this bucket of opportunity or this set of opportunities, and you need to kind of arrange them into an optimal formation to grow and create really kind of sticky experiences and powerful economic drivers.
Awesome. So we're going to be flexible, essentially, is what it is. I see you read that book, Grand Strategy. You're sticking to the chaos edges. You got to have enough chaos around the edges to adapt. Yeah. Now,
it needs to be fun. The goal is it's going to be fun, and no matter what, I think that'll happen.
Now, to that end of kind of like organizing teams, I think we have something else we're planning on launching next week. Here, I have a promo teaser I can play here live on stream for us here. That's right. A DeFi AI summit coming to you live, courtesy of Codex on the Codex X account. We're going to host the next space. It's going to have lots of people there from all different kind of levels of interaction with crypto AI. We're going to be kind of discussing the challenges and opportunities available to us in the space. That's going to be next week. Should I mention some of the people we have coming, or should we keep it under wraps? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Do you think the people want to know? Do you think they're interested?
You can give them a teaser. I think we'll be teasing names all week, but
all right. Let me give you a name here. How about Gabriel Shapiro. How about that? Is that you think that's an interesting enough guy? I think I should give them another.
I think that's a pretty interesting guy. We can probably afford some more.
Okay, what about Yash Agarwal? Does that get you excited?
Whoa, now we're getting serious. Okay.
We got the cookie guy himself, dude. We got cookies here. We got the chef himself, the baker.
And we also have Jing from Monad, who calls herself Cookies. So we not only have the cookie team, but we also have cookies.
And there's going to be girls there? Taylor Hill, I know you're excited, but you got to calm down. That's crazy. Yeah, so I hope you all are going to be there. I'm going to be hosting this to the best of my abilities. We're going to be trying to gather some true, valuable insights in regards to DeFi AI. I'm sure we're going to get plenty. We're going to have a lot of smart people there. We're going to be demoing
have some
products.
Killer AI investors. We're going to have the infrastructure panel is going to be kind of insane. I'll kind of leave it as a surprise later in the week, but the goal of this summit is to, between the beginning and the end of it, and this is going to be 3 hours, so we'll record it all. Feel free to jump in and out. But from the beginning to the end, we want to figure out what users want out of DeFi, what investors want out of DeFi, and what we need in terms of infrastructural breakthroughs to realize those visions. And we're going to have some of the most cracked engineers building in DeFi right now. We're going to have some amazing investors, some amazing marketers, etc. So
there's going to be some demos.
Going to be some demos. Yeah, you need to be there, or
Satoshi's going to be there.
Be square.
Yeah. So I hope you guys are excited. And again, to remind you all, I'm going to post a tweet about this after the show. Please be sure to like and retweet it and all that stuff. I just destroyed my Figma. I dragged it off of my screen so I can't see it anymore. February 17th, it's going to be at, was it 1 p.m. PST? Oh my God.
1 p.m. PST to 4 p.m. PST.
So it's going to be taking place instead of Club Codex. It's going to start at like, what is that for East Coast? Like 10 a.m.
4.
We're
for
later.
East Coast, that's 4 p.m. PST. Or 4 p.m. EST rather. 4 p.m. EST. 1
It's
PM
the same
PST.
time as
it's
Club
reverse.
Codex
I see.
is.
Okay, yeah.
It's the same time.
I get you.
This time.
Yeah.
Next
so
week.
it's going to be at this time. It's going to be on X Spaces. Be there. Be square. I don't care. Just get there. Now, I'm excited about it. So yeah. That's about all we got to say about it for now. We're gonna. If you have any questions, you have any interesting insights, anybody want to be there, you want to ask questions, be there, or just shoot us the questions beforehand. Let us know how interested you are. I'm excited for it. But moving on. Now, anything else we want to talk about Codex related? Any other big? I don't think so. I don't think we really have anything else right now because we're ramping up for some big stuff to happen.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. I think I guess I'll just say I think everybody should come to the summit. That's like the alpha, I guess. Come to the summit. Even just have it going in the background, whatever. If you're not there, you literally will be square. You'll be so square that you'll regret it a day later. So
dude, I don't think you'll be square. I think you'll be sore. I think you'll be mad. I think you'll be mad that you missed it. All right. Now moving on. We're going to talk a little bit more lighthearted stuff here now. I saw this. One of our beloved Quebecois nationals sent me this. I'd never heard of this. French Algerian rapper. This is what it feels like in crypto right now. Tell me if you agree. With these French people. Are you seeing this, Charles?
Wow.
I'm seeing it.
This is what we're going to do to you, Charles. This is what we do to Charles every day with the market, with my portfolio. Those razor blades represent a 10% downturn in my portfolio's returns.
That was a rapper?
Yeah, it was weird. Look, the French are weird, dude. They love art so much. Even their rappers are doing performance art pieces. I guess like his album was called I don't know. We're not giving him free promo, whatever it is. Look it up yourself. But he was promoting an album. But I still think of it as primarily a performance art piece, that thing. But this is the real news here. Murad tweeted this about 3 hours ago. which I found kind of bad timing and ironic. Your only job is to figure out which meme coin is going to 100 billion. Once you do that, all you have to do is buy and bull post it daily on all platforms. It's that simple.
It's that simple, guys.
Wow.
Come on.
Probably one of the most insane things to tell people, I think. If you
I wonder how his
any
mental
kind of
health has been this past 3 to 6 months. Do you want to know a way better idea than that? Figure out which meme coin is right now like $500 and that might be going to $10,000 market cap, and just bull post that, and you'll probably be much more likely to...
This post, it's giving how to make your first $1 million. Start with $500,000 and just double it. That's what this post is giving.
I mean, this post is even more stupid because it's the initial statement is your only job is to figure out which meme coin is going to 100 billion.
And it gives
That's
you
like
job.
Your only job is to find out the winning lottery tickets. And once you do that, all you do is you just tell everybody. It's so fucking simple, dude. Why haven't we all done this? Find the needle in the needle stack, the one needle in the needle stack. It's so stupid. But this is kind of, I don't know. This made me feel a very strange way, and I don't really know how to put into words. I wonder what it elicits for you guys, because it's almost like tone deaf in that, or maybe this is towards retail. I don't know, but like just considering the current, landscape of meme coins, where it seems like it's got to be a generational top here. We've got the Central African Republic, a non-functioning state for all intents and purposes, launching meme coins. We've got, look, this is the video here. This is the he's like a lawyer for the government in Central African Republic, and he's celebrating the success of our token, which is down 90%. The Baby, the Baby, he's a great freestylist. Do you know him, Charles? You love rap. He's also launching a meme coin on Solana. Dave Portnoy, famously.
What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
He rugged a meme coin, I think, last week. He came back. Someone launched one called Jail Stool, making fun of him. He bought in. And he says he's going to take it to 500 milli.
Well, can we play his video where he was like, he's like discovering that he can just pump and dump tokens?
This has maybe been one of the most unhinged weeks in crypto history.
Yeah. That was pure enjoyment. He's like, is this legal? I could just do this all the time.
Yeah. He's essentially learning that he can pump and dump for real, and it's totally fine. This is what it is we are truly, as a result of Trump, as a result of the policies that they've pushed recently, I think they gave a blanket, it's okay, it's fine to just do whatever you want in crypto. I don't know if you guys saw that post, where essentially no one is going to be charged for pumping and dumping anymore. You can
Is that a real thing?
Yes, it's a real thing. It's not a financial crime because they're not considered investment vehicles right now.
Interesting.
So we're seeing this realized, and we're seeing the consequences of this play out, which is literally just anyone can launch one. The embassy from Argentina launched one. You used to think this might be a hack. You used to think, oh, someone has hacked a big social media profile and is launching a token. No, anyone is just a free-for-all now. The big one to me that I thought was interesting, I don't have the tweet because I don't want to get this stream banned or whatever, but if you remember Kanye West's big meltdown over the last couple of days, he's saying all kinds of crazy stuff. He hinted at doing a meme coin and everyone freaked out. And then he comes back and he says, I made billions on my own through hard work. I don't need no fucking coin, right? Now, I don't know what it says that if Kanye is not willing to launch a coin, what it says about all these people launching coins, but I don't think it says anything good. How do you guys feel about this current situation?
I mean, frankly, like launching a token is something, it's like a huge responsibility that is very difficult to manage if you're doing it even somewhat correctly. It's something that it's like a cruel necessity when you operate in the crypto market. If you want to gain mind share, you need to launch a token. Otherwise, you're just going to get lost in the noise of crypto Twitter or wherever. And, that so consistently these celebrities are being convinced to launch tokens again and again and again. Like Tekashi 69 is maybe on his like 5th token. And every single time the same thing happens, it pumps and then dumps over the course of 6 hours or whatever. And even like legitimate teams are starting to kind of take this approach where it's like, hey, you can kind of no holds bar, just like shit something out. And if it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. And there is like a little bit of validity to that, I would say. Like the market's appetite for these tokens is really high. But the reason it's really high is because they know they can sell these things to the greater fool within 6 hours, and when you're an influencer and you buy something cheap and you start posting about it, there's a decent chance you'll find a buyer at some multiple of what you bought it at. And I mean, it's just like the issue that I'm seeing is like a lot of this capital being created and destroyed is not a net positive for the industry. I think it's a net negative for the industry because not only is value being shuffled away from legitimate projects and toward meme coins, but I've kind of been on both sides of this argument before, but I think right now with the celebrity coins, it's especially damaging because a lot of people's first experience in crypto is going to be at the peak of a pump and dump.
Yes.
And that's just like, it's the absolute worst possible first experience you can have. And like, there's like a lot to say about, the meme coin economy and, how it creates a ton of ROI, a ton of trading volume, et cetera. But I think the thing I've been most disappointed in and the thing that's kind of made me change my perspective is that none of that is finding its way back into the market. And the thing that I think is most damning, 6 months ago, I was talking about how, hey, meme coins are kind of interesting conceptually because they are kind of somewhat fair in terms of their value prop. More and more of the upside has been eaten up by HFT firms, professional traders, et cetera. And it seems like the marketing strategy for a lot of these platforms is to just find more and more like normal people who to fleece, as opposed to building more sustainable systems internally. And the thing that's kind of embarrassing to see is if you go on CoinGecko and look at the pump fund token category, it's like all this capital generated, all this value generated, and it's not even over like $5 to $10 billion. And keep in mind, it's like zero liquidity. So it's like that much capital flowing through the system, like your market share is just embarrassingly tiny of tokens created on your platform. And they're pitching us that, hey, legitimate teams are using the platform. And it's just for teams becoming a liability, I think. Nations, yeah, like it's like they're just trying to get anybody and everybody that they possibly can to launch a token. And it's just like really embarrassing.
Yeah.
And that pushed what, $1 billion in volume? Jesus.
So I think, the original statement had been, the original assertion a lot of people had made about meme coins is what gets retail interested, gets them in the door. And I think there's a little bit more ethical weight to the idea of a meme coin when it was just us geeks and nerds. We kind of understood the game we're playing here. So, you're getting, you have to get out fast, essentially, in a meme coin. At least maybe that's just me jaded. But being around this space in a while, I've always thought, I got to get, you got to get out. It's an in and out play. Yeah. But they're selling these things to normies essentially as like, ride it up to $1 trillion, right? This is going to retire you if you're lucky, which is just gambling. But the greater point being, this is now a very damaging narrative because, yeah, it is furthering this view that crypto is a scam, regardless of whatever reserves that states will buy. I'm curious as to, how this will play with the current rising populism we're seeing, right? Because If you think about how these meme coins are working, and you said the people that benefit, high frequency trading firms, market makers, big guys, not little guys, big teams of guys, of smart guys who make money regardless of this shit. They'd make money without meme coins. Who's losing money? Your mechanic, your plumber, Subway sandwich artist, guy working at Domino's hates his life. He's grasping for anything to get him out of this. You're ripping his money away and putting it into the pockets of maybe a couple degens who get lucky, mostly just ruggers. And when it gets worse, when it's very visibly rich, famous people, right? When DaBaby is dumping on me, that's way, way worse than when Charles is dumping on me. I know DaBaby's already got millions of dollars. Charles is Canadian. I'd be surprised if he could even afford a new pair of socks. So I'm fine with him rugging me, right? But what do you guys think? Do you guys think this celebrity thing? I mean, we've always had this celebrity thing, but it seems like it's just when the leader of the free world is doing it, you know, we've entered a new league almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I think it's gone from like, oh, go ahead, Charles.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that like it strengthens people's like I think people seeing that like celebrities and like the president is doing this, it makes it even worse for that. Like they hate crypto even more because they see that it's kind of like this like meme coin mania has like it's now not so harmless. So yeah, and to the point of like getting people in the door, I agree with Beavis where like we haven't really seen any, like there hasn't been any of the downstream effects of people getting in that door that we might have expected. Like it's the wrong door. It's a revolving door. Like they go in and then they lose money and then they're out again.
The pitch was like,
yeah,
people are going to make money trading these meme coins. There aren't VCs involved, so it's more egalitarian. And the reality is like, okay, maybe VCs aren't involved, but certainly liquid funds and high frequency traders are now involved, where it's gone from like person versus person, like a PvP environment, to now it's like PvE, where the normal person is the E in this situation. And the players in the game are no longer regular traders.
I think the best example, the best comparison you've made so far is that it's a casino, right? And it's just like how a casino extracts value from a community. That's what this is doing, right? How a casino makes money is you funnel meat into the grinder. You throw out $1 million, $2 million every couple of days, but you're bringing in 10 million every day. So it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But for some reason, people still love casinos. But economically, if we look at the casino's position, and correct me if I'm wrong, Charles, this is how I understood it. Never studied a paper on it, but this is how I understood it. Casinos extract value because they're pulling all this money out, right? But they're not recirculating it into the economy. It would be one thing if, you know, Pump Fund is using all that SOL to like invest in SOL projects, or even like lending it or something on platforms, like reintroducing it into the SOL ecosystem. But instead what they do is they just offload it through Coinbase or whatever. That'd be like, it's like how the casino opens up in your small town. Everyone goes in, drops their paychecks, and the money just goes in to the.
It's like airlifted out. It's like this can't. It's like the immediate land around the casino is the last place that the money's gonna actually end up once it's.
And I think one of the biggest issues I have is it's really not clear, like how this is thought about internal to some of these kind of meme coin pushers. You know, there's no thought leadership about, hey, like this is what we should do with this revenue we generate. Hey, this is maybe how we can leverage this revenue stream to grow the ecosystem and maybe make things a little bit stickier. This is how we can improve the mechanics of the launches. It's a lot of it seems like it's just going to kind of just deals with more scammers to get more people onboarded. And I mean, it's the whole reason like why oil companies, their PR kind of forces them to reinvest in communities and be transparent about what they're doing that's good, for the world. And I think this sort of pressure is pressure that, they can make a shit ton of money, great, but it's like, is this money just enriching a handful of people? Is this money enriching a firm? Is this money enriching, a series of investors? Really, it's like, we have no clue as to what the impact is on the industry. And so being internal to the industry, it's like it's hard to get excited about.
I feel like we can. I feel like we can almost make the case already that it's purely extractive. It's purely damaging to the industry, and that it's just vamping liquidity from retail users who are maybe losing patience with more utility type plays because they're not getting picked up enough. So they see if I buy Portnoy with poop or whatever, I can maybe make 10K as opposed to waiting 20 years for Chainlink to have any positive price action.
Yeah,
but it's a brutal time, but I think there might be some hope in this, in that it is kind of onboarding people. There are more people, I think, using crypto and participating in meme coins. There's an opportunity to engage in some kind of education. That's not as sexy. Maybe a more better way is like a bait and switch, or here's a better option kind of play.
Potentially.
The problem I see is that, like, I think the industry had it the wrong way around, where meme coins are an entry into crypto. I think that can't be, like, if you're going to deal with meme coins, you actually need to be more knowledgeable than if you were to, like, maybe even, like, you're at greater risk if you're less knowledgeable than even if you were gonna use like Aave or something. And I hate that every time, like, people ask me about my job, and I have to always, like, hedge my telling them about it with, like, we're building cool stuff. There's a lot of scams in crypto. There's a lot of memes that don't really do anything, because that's what they know. They associate crypto with memes, and that's that association is getting stronger and stronger, and that's generally, like, a negative thing in people's minds. So I think onboarding people with memes is not working and is not going to work.
I cut it from the show.
I'm trying to, yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think it is more. You need to know a lot more technical things. You need to understand, I think, markets a little bit better than the average person does in order to not just get destroyed immediately on meme coins. And even then, if you do, you need to understand the risks associated. I was paying attention, Charles, but I was looking for a TikTok that I had on the show list, but I deleted it because I was like, I don't think we're going to talk about this. But it was an AI video someone made of Ice Spice explaining how to trade meme coins to Chris Griffin in, I guess, like Zoomer language, but she was saying, like, stuff that was generally pretty good. She was like, you need to look at, like, the liquidity level to see, like, if there's enough to get in and out. You need to check to see, like, ignore the market cap, look to see if there's a sales tax on it. Is it a honeypot? Like, she was kind of explaining a lot more of the technicals of it, which I was like, oh, that's cool. Someone saw the idea, took the idea and ran with it, right? Like, there's a demand for this.
Yeah.
But whether or not we can expect people to actually do that, I mean, there's a reason why historically market trading has become more gated. And it's not just because rich people are evil. It's because it's really complicated, difficult shit to do. Like trading is a very, very, very hard job. Taylor Hill says,
it's not so much that, like, I'm starting to think that, like, your knowledge level to use something that is more complex underlying, that's not quite the, like, your knowledge level should increase with the amount of risk that whatever action you're doing is. Where, like, meme coins are extremely risky. I think you should be more knowledgeable about things that you could possibly, like, lose your entire bag over in 5 minutes, rather than something like an Aave, which maybe on below the surface requires more financial knowledge. But it's just way, like, it's not so risky. Like you kind of have time to, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think
No, I get what you're
kinda get
saying.
point.
The just like a surgeon or whatever, right? Like if it's a minor routine surgery, guy fresh out of med school, fine. If it's a fucking open heart surgery, I want him to have done like 10,000 surgeries,
Yeah,
right? Like, I
and
need
it
you to have a
doesn't
lot of
necessarily mean
experience.
that the heart surgery is more complex. It means that there is,
It's just
like,
riskier.
way more on the line.
Like getting a haircut. I might let Charles
Yeah.
I might let Charles buzz my head, but I'm not going to let him style it in any way. I don't trust him. He's not a barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess maybe, like, to sum up, I've started to really not buy into the financial nihilism aspect of the meme coin pitch, so to speak. Because I mean, the thing is, like, especially, we've kind of, been talking about underwriting meme coins and figuring out ways to provide financial support to meme coins, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The thing is, like, from what I've seen, having dissected like the Tony launch on Solana, where he did a 10x for absolutely no reason, a lot of it is just the same 100 parties racing against each other, doing MEV, sniping, and dumping on each other over the course of 5 minutes to a handful of hours. And it's just the same exact thing that happens with VCs, giving more and more money and selling other VCs more and more of these, big bloated projects to increase the value of their seed investment or pre-seed investment. It's just become more of that. And users in both cases lose. And I think, like, that's kind of the story of finance right now. It's the user versus or the individual against the firm, and the firm is always going to find a way to absolutely dominate, and they've done that here in meme coins. It's almost fully captured. And the thing is, like, a lot of users are losing just as collateral damage. But of the 100,000 wallets trading CAR, or the million wallets trading CAR, how many of those belong to the same handful of firms? I would guess a majority of them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that is truly depressing. And that majority are the ones winning all the trades.
That's right. So that's why we here at Codex Club unanimously condemn meme coins to death and Solana to death. Anatoly Yakovenko, your days are numbered.
Just kidding, by the way.
Yeah, speak for yourself, Buster. There's going to be a reckoning. Anyway, we're getting close to the end here. I had one other topic, but meme coins were just so interesting to me.
It is, and hell, catch me in 6 months flip-flopping again when the market's up.
Yeah, when my bags are pumping, right?
Yeah, I have like a real love-hate relationship, and I think like something like Flaunch, for example, something like Make Fun to a certain extent, provide more compelling vehicles for these launches and more fair. But the thing is, like, users aren't adopting them.
Yeah.
Users are going where they're being sold snake oil, because snake oil looks a lot more appealing on the surface than tried and true financially engineered solutions.
It's like sitting down at a poker table with a guy that's got a shitload more money than you just because the pot's going to be bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know he can bet $100,000, so I bet I can take him. I just need to hit, one royal flush.
Yes, dude. Yes, you got it.
Anyway, enough with my nonsensical analogies. Let's talk about another big thing that happened. Berachain, Bera's token, market turbulence or opportunity. Charles, you first. Turbulence or opportunity? Grok, not a great rider. Those are not opposites, I don't think.
Both are generally true at the same time. I think there's a couple phases of their airdrop. I was looking at their token distribution. They gave a lot to the community, as was expected. Again, with any airdrop, bunch of people were mad, bunch of people were happy. Obviously there's a bunch of FUD going around. No airdrop is
airdrop holders are happy though, right? They're still above their entry.
Yeah. A lot of the complaints I saw were around like NFT holders got 40% of the airdrop, which is a lot, and like early testnet users got like, I don't know, it was like a couple percent. So, and then they had one where like BNB holders on Binance got like more than testnet users as part of their like listing deal, because I guess Berachain is going to be on Binance, or is already. So there's some kind of, with the airdrop sort of allocations, people were a little bit upset about that, but like that's an impossible thing to undertake, a massive airdrop, especially after people have been waiting for so long. I think it went relatively well. I think their FDV is around 3 million right now. And yeah, I mean, their TVL, it has gone way up even just in the last week. So that's like a really good sign. I think their community is so strong that they're going to push past whatever kind of minor FUDs going on. Again, I'm not really super close in the Berachain ecosystem, so I'm probably missing some stuff, but it went relatively well.
Washing out, getting those airdrop holders out that we knew were going to dump anyway. So, I mean, my assessment of it is kind of similar, Charles. I mean, I don't really know much about the tech or the chain itself, but it seems like because it's been so hotly anticipated for so long, you had so many bag holders for so long, it was obviously just going to go down as people just exited their positions.
Yeah.
But once they're out, who knows?
Yeah. Pushing past, I mean, the Berachain tech proof of liquidity is really, really cool. So they just, they've probably been dreading this airdrop. I can't imagine the builders, are like excited to have to deal with this, storm that every airdrop brings. But once you push past it, I'm generally pretty bullish on just like their tech. And they obviously have a huge dedicated community, which matters a lot. So
yeah,
I think they just got to get past this, early launch stage, get all the tokens churned, get all the get all the Jeets out. And
I think the most exciting thing about Berachain is they have a community of like builders and entrepreneurs. That's like the real cult behind Berachain. It's not like a bunch of people, trying to get an airdrop or whatever. It's people with skin in the game.
Yeah, totally.
And I would say like this, like Boyko TVL migration plus airdrop, et cetera, masterfully executed. Like really admirable, like spinning all these plates at once and then setting the table perfectly. Amazing. And I think you give out that much capital at that high of a valuation, you give people so much upside. Like no matter what, you're going to like you're just going to get people to sell. Like it's going to happen no matter what valuation you launch at. And people have been bag holding these allocations for so long, these NFTs, these whatever. And I think they really hit the nail on the head in terms of the risk reward for all this. It's like everybody that should have made money. Some Zealy farmers or whatever, didn't get paid up, but we've experienced Zealy farmers firsthand, and frankly, I don't think they deserve a penny. I'm just kidding, but I'm just kidding. But I just admire their team and the execution there.
Yeah,
really hard what they did.
Shout out to Berachain. They did they threaded the needle. Well, let's see what they sow. So,
Whoa!
Sorry, I was on fire today, Dave. So. Yeah, I guess that's about it for the show today, but I do have a couple announcements to make community-wise. So we're unceremoniously, if you will, ending the points program. No wheel spin today. No points for your beautiful content you've created. And I'll let you speculate as to why that might be happening. And finally, I'm going to be posting the video that we did, the promo video for the summit. So I would appreciate your support. I know I just said I'm not giving you any points for it, but you could at least be a cool guy and help me out here by retweeting that and liking it. And anything else we want to say before you guys want to sign off? Charles, Beavis, any final words?
I'm going to miss the wheel.
I'm
going to miss the
I will
Codex
also
wheel.
miss the wheel. We need to figure out some new wheel tech. But I will say, one, help us promote the summit. Everybody, tell your friends to go. Tell everybody you know to go. It's going to be really important. And number two, be there or you will regret it. It's long. Just be there. Just have it running in the background if needed. But we have some really amazing, exciting things planned for the summit.
Yeah, and for all the Europeans, tune your sleep schedule now and be up early or
Set an
late or
alarm.
whatever time it is.
Yeah. It'll be painful for our Euro
yeah.
friends, but if you stick around, it will be worth it, I think. We try to keep it centrally time zoned up. The Australians are getting up at 5 a.m. The Europeans are tucking themselves in. But if you can make it, I think it'll definitely be worth it.
Right on. So we'll see you all there, and be ready at the DeFi Summit. All right. Play that.
Got that CDX token, we the ones chosen. Every stake, every year, while I stay golden. Codex Club, AI my focus, it's an anthem. CEX got them frozen.